Hello everyone and welcome back to TowerGate. It is TowerGate Day 505, Saturday, July the 28th, 2018. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Saturday morning edition. Wow, yesterday's GDP numbers came out, 4.1% GDP growth. Oh my goodness. And absolutely insane watching the crazy libs melt down. Come up with every excuse in the book they could. Oh, that's actually Obama's economy just kicking in is what that actually is. This is Obama's economy, and Trump's just getting credit for it. Okay, well, if that's the case, then why did they all come out and say that it was that all these bad things were going to happen when Trump became president? That hasn't happened. Take a look at the growth ever since he became president. Obviously, the first 2 or 3 quarters were not his, but since then it's all been uphill, and it just keeps getting better. He just keeps winning, and they just keep losing on the left, and they don't know what to do. They're going out of their minds. Oh my goodness. Not only that, but for the first time in many years, we actually exported more than we imported last quarter. Unbelievable. It's just, it's incredible. He's doing even better than I thought he would do. And he says we can go a lot higher. And he's winning on the trade deals. He got the EU to back down. He's got the Chinese who've offered up $200 billion. Not enough. He's going to tighten the screws some more. And Mexico will be next to collapse. And then the Canadians. They will all come on their hands and knees, begging and pleading to cut a deal. Unbelievable what we are witnessing. That is called winning. Now, how about just a quick review of some of the talking heads on the left and what they said about what would happen if Trump became president regarding the economy. Let me get my extreme left-wing crazy goggles. Alrighty, there we go. Well, it appears that the LA Times financial reporter said, if Trump thinks that he can get more than 3% growth, he's dreaming. CNN said on October 2016, their headline, Donald Trump promises 4% growth, but economists say no way. We have the Wall Street Journal, 3.5% growth is out of reach because of an aging population and a stagnant productivity. Oh, of course, we had Mr. Cuban, Mark Cuban, that idiot, who said, markets will tank if Trump is president. And, of course, the rotten Reverend. She said that the economy would perform very poorly under a Trump administration. We don't need his finger on the nuclear button, nor do we need it on the U.S. economy. Ha 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 ha! The rotten Reverend. She's always wrong. And, of course, the best, Paul Krugman. The liberals love this guy. Oh, he's a genius, is he not? And what did he say? He also said the stock market would crash under Trump. Krugman, you moron. That guy's a moron. Alrighty, my friends. There you go. That is called winning. Are you tired of winning yet? I think I heard a no. Good. Me either. Alrighty. Sorry, Kenneth. Loose Lisa Page. She's an angry woman. An angry woman. According to the Gateway Pundit's sources of people at the DOJ and the FBI, they are learning from their sources that Lisa Page, loose Lisa Page, is very, very angry. And word is that Lisa Page is willing to testify against everyone linked to her losing her FBI career. It was Lisa Page that produced the evidence that China hacked Hillary's private server. Both Comey and Mueller knew this, but never told Congress. Page also knows all the FBI's dirty little secrets regarding the shenanigans that went on during the 2016 campaign. She's being described as a very dangerous woman. Very angry and very dangerous. I concur. Yeah, I mean, she had her career destroyed at the FBI. You bet she's not happy about it. And they tried to throw her under the bus. Her and Peter's been stroking it. McCabe and Peter's been stroking us. Tried to say, we had nothing to do with those leaks to the Wall Street Journal or those stories to the Wall Street Journal. I don't know. I guess Lisa Page must have just did that on her own with, what's his name? And then she produced the evidence. So yes, her FBI career was destroyed. She got tossed under the bus. She thought Peter's been stroking us, was going to maybe divorce his wife and carry on with her. That didn't work out. She's a scorned woman. She's had her career ruined. She's very, very angry. And yes, she is very dangerous. Well, what do we have here? A chip off the old block. It looks like Megan Magoo, daughter of Senator Magoo of The View, has stated, people are rushing into marriage out of their fear that Trump will start a nuclear war. Oh my God, you've got to be shitting me. She's the daughter of the biggest warmonger on the planet. The biggest warmonger on the planet. Is there a bigger warmonger than Senator Magoo? So his satanic offspring, Megan Magoo, is trying to make that argument. She's also the one that said that on the night that Trump was elected, that she cried and cried and cried and cried. Oh, what was that? Her daddy said, bam, 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 Iran, bam, 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 Iran, bam, 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 Iran. Yeah, we all remember that. Nothing but a warmonger. Again, I have the most deepest empathy for that tumor that is forced to live inside the head of Senator Magoo. No tumor should be put through that. Wish you would die already. Thank you very much. Stop laughing. It's not funny. We're talking about a death here. I'm not laughing. Brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. If you're eating right now, you're taking a drink, I'll go ahead and let you get that. Swallow it now and chew it later, because it's coming at you. Take a big drink. Don't want you spitting anything over your computer screens. Make sure everything's out of your mouth. Okay, you ready for this one? Brace yourselves for impact. Madam Botox, otherwise known as Nancy Pelosi, stated in a speech, quote, Republicans are stronger on border security than Republicans. We have a responsibility to protect our borders. Make no mistake about that. And Democrats have been strong on that point all of our borders. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Senility. It's beyond senility at this point. It's beyond senility. Republicans are stronger on border security than Republicans. That's what she said. That's not a joke. There's a video. Watch the video. We have a responsibility to protect our borders. Make no mistake about that. And Democrats have been strong on that point. All of our borders. Who is going to believe that? Who would believe that? Are there Democrats who will actually sit there at a speech when Nancy Pelosi is giving that speech and clap like a bunch of trained seals, thinking that this is actually something that they should believe? I mean, there's got to be at least a few people in the audience that go, wait a minute, aren't we supposed to be opposed to border security? Aren't we supposed to be for open borders? Isn't she from a district where they have sanctuary cities, which she praises? Isn't she advocating sanctuary cities everywhere? Huh. Maybe Nancy is insane. Of course she is. Republicans are stronger on borders security than Republicans. Very well done. This stuff's hard to believe. And folks, this is serious business. I mean, this woman is still the top person of the Democrats in the Congress. Her vote carries a lot of weight in a lot of very serious and important issues in the country. She has way too much power for a person of her IQ, of her mental abilities at this point. She's senile. I can't believe they let this woman go out and give speeches anymore. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen it this bad. I've never, ever seen it this bad. Well, it looks like Senator Dianne Turn In Your Guns, Mr. and Mrs. America Feinstein wants to explore the Trump Tower meeting and re-question Don Jr. Oh, yes! It's the gift that keeps on giving! Now, I went through this about, 4 or 5 months ago. I laid out the entire Trump Tower setup. It was a setup, a frame-up, just like all the other setups and frame-ups, with Mr. Downer and Papagalopoulos and Carter Page and all the rest, and Stone and Caputo, all complete setups. But this was the most elaborate of the setups. And I went through the whole thing. I laid out the players, who they're connected to, what all they did, how crazy it was, how this thing all came about, what it resulted in, and how it was all done. I mean, anybody, even a, fresh rookie out of the police academy could figure this one out. It is a piece of cake. It's all as obvious as the nose on your face, starting with the very first email from Mr. Agrilov that started it all, where he says right there in the body, hey, how about if we get together and I give you some dirt on Hillary from the Russian government? Oh, and let's go ahead and do it at Trump Tower. Oh yeah, Trump Tower, where everybody's focused, the media's watching, where Trump's team is, where everybody is. Let's have this super secret meeting to get this dirt on Hillary from the Russians, and let's do it at Trump Tower. Oh, and then you got Maria Veselnitskaya, and who was she working for? She was working for Confusion GPS, who was being paid by the rotten Reverend Clinton. And how about the way that she got into the country? She wasn't allowed to be in the country. Then she gets a special waiver and shows up at the Trump Tower meeting. And who was her cohort? Oh, that was Mr. Akhmechan. And what did we learn about Akhmechan from his testimony in Congress? Well, that he knew Clinton well, had known him for years, knows a lot of people on his campaign. His lawyer has represented her and her husband in legal cases, and his wife, before she passed away, was one of Hillary's closest friends. We also learned that Mr. Akhmechan took a train that evening and went to dinner with his lawyer, who happens to be a close friend of the Clintons. He openly came out and said that he didn't really like Trump. He was a Hillary supporter. He was one of Hillary's friends. Didn't like Trump. So if he didn't like Trump and he's a Hillary supporter, why is he sitting in a meeting with his partner, the Russian lawyer, both of them working for Confusion GPS on the Magnitsky thing? What's he doing sitting in a meeting trying to help her give information that's damaging to Hillary if in fact he likes Hillary and doesn't like Trump? Yes, Senator Dianne, Mr. Turn In Your Guns, Mr. and Mrs. America Feinstein, go ahead and have them hearings. Go ahead and have them hearings, because I was quite upset that when they had these people in there before, that they didn't expose this as the obvious frame-up that it was. They let it go. They let it go. Shouldn't have never done that. They should have exposed this for exactly what it was. So this time around, hopefully, this time around, let Senator Dianne Turn In Your Guns, Mr. and Mrs. America Feinstein, go ahead and have these hearings. And hopefully, this time, they will lay out all the characters, all their associations, all the things that happened, how it all came about, what actually came out of it, how all this stuff happened, and it will be obvious. They can make the case that this was just one of the many operations run, and you can bet this was a rotten Reverend Clinton operation. This is right down Slick Willie's. This is right down Slick Willie. This is a Slick Willie deal right here. This is right down his pipe. This is exactly the type of crap that he does. This is a Slick Willie production right here. I absolutely guarantee you this was a Slick Willie production. Absolutely. And now that Senator Dianne Turn In Your Guns, Mr. and Mrs. America Feinstein wants to relive it, let's go ahead and do that. But this time, let's actually reveal what it actually was. A frame-up as part of the larger frame-up. part of the larger coup. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, it appears something we covered here a couple of weeks ago about Joe Bite Me, Joe Biden. Joe Bite Me's niece, of course, was arrested, charged on a felony for running a credit card scam. Some guy, I don't know who it was, allowed her to make a purchase, a fairly expensive purchase, over $600 on his credit card for some gift. So she turned around, got the information off his credit card, and she set up a second account, and then went out to charge $110,000 on it. At which point he, filed a report. That's a big-time felony fraud charge. She was charged, but let's see how it turned out when, if you're connected to a powerful elite member of so-called elite member of the swamp. What happened to her? Okay, so she was convicted on a felony charge for a credit card scam in which she racked up over $100,000 in credit card bills. Carolyn Bite Me. But wait, because she is privileged, her conviction was thrown out. And she was able to do a plea deal on a larceny charge. 10 days community service. And she had to pay back the $110,814.04. $110,814.04. That's how she got off the hook. That was back in 2013. This happened recently. Back in 2013, she took a swing at a cop. She was charged, but the charges were dropped and the case was sealed. You see how it is? Two different systems of justice. Do you think if you would have ran a credit card fraud operation and charged up $110,000 that you would have got nothing more than 10 days community service? And of course you're going to have to pay it back. That's not part of the penalty. Really, that would always be part of it. She essentially got 10 days community service. What do you think you would have got? How about if you took a swing at a cop? How do you think that would have worked out for you? That's Joe Bite Me's niece. And when she was being arrested after swinging at the cop and they slapped the cuffs on her, she said something like, "Hey, you can't slap cuffs on me. Don't you know who I am?" Yeah, we know who you are. Get in the back of the cruiser. Or you'll be trying to pull my foot out of your fat ass. The Rotten Reverend. From the FISA documents released last week, we have the following phrase. Quote, "The target of this application is Carter Page." This is where they're describing in the introductory to the FISA court the FISA warrant that they're seeking to get. This is how it starts. The target of this application is Carter W. Page, a U.S. person, an agent of a foreign power, described in detail below. The status of the target was determined in or about October of 2016 from information provided by the U.S. Department of State. And then, underneath it, where they're supposed to show you the evidence, it's all redacted. We need to see it unredacted, don't you think? Let's see that evidence. Evidence that he was an agent of a foreign power. That's a pretty strong charge. You make that allegation, you better have some damn evidence. And who ran the U.S. Department of State prior to John F. and Kerry, who, by the way, served in Vietnam? That would have been the rotten Reverend Clinton. And who was the point man that was moving that dossier back and forth? Her good friend, Jonathan Weiner. And he got it from who? Her close friend and confidant, Sidney Blumenthal. Who got it from who? Her hitman. Her journalistic political hitman, Cody Shearer. And Weiner had the dossier going both ways. He's also the one that went over to England and met Christopher Steele and got that dossier and brought it back to Victoria F. the EU Newland. F. the EU Newland, who passed it to John F. and Kerry, who, by the way, served in Vietnam. Now, the more and more we get into this, the more and more we can see that this was a rotten Reverend Clinton operation. Clearly working with John Brennan and all the other people. She was like the marionette back there. She was like the one that back there pulling the strings on all these people. And they were doing what the rotten Reverend Clinton wanted them to do. Despite the fact they were breaking laws, lying to the FISA court, sending in informants, agent provocateurs. Every one of these people have put themselves in serious legal jeopardy, destroyed their careers, their reputations, all for the rotten Reverend. And what did they get in return? They lost $1.2 billion. And we got Trump. Winning! Uh-oh, it looks like Alexandria Ocasio, she's got Marty Feldman eyes. Cortez has now admitted her economic plan for growth. This is the Cortez plan for economic growth. Number one, raise taxes on the rich and cut military spending. Institute a carbon tax. Spend trillions on renewable energy. She's really behind the curve. I don't know if she's noticed this, but Democrats don't even talk about renewable energy and the whole green thing and all that kind of stuff. That got used up during Obama's term because it turned out to be a dismal failure. Every one of them damn green companies got subsidized to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars, and every damn one of them collapsed, even with the subsidies. In the last poll I saw about how many people even care about global warming or climate change was the poll, I forget how many people they polled, but it was like 0.007%. 0.007% of people polled care about global warming. It's such a dead issue that not even most Democrats talk about it anymore. But Alexandria Ocasio, she's got Marty Feldman eyes. Cortez, obviously, hasn't figured that out. She's not aware of that. Exactly. Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz says that the Justice Department is covering up payments it made to individuals to gather information on the Trump campaign. He says that Rodenstein is withholding the documents that would prove if this happened or not. The Justice Department. Well, hell, why not? Everybody else in D.C. was pitching in for the freaking dossier. Oh, let's just have a quick review. We had the rotten Reverend Clinton paying, I don't even know what the number is now. We've heard $10 or $11 million. Who God only knows how much the rotten Reverend Clinton, via Mr. Elias, was paying to Fusion GPS to put together the dossier. We know that Obama, in the month of September, made a $980,000 payment. $980,000 payment to Perkins Coie in October of 2016. It appears that the FBI paid Steele over $100,000 plus expenses. And now we find out that the damn Justice Department was also paying him? Who the F wasn't paying Christopher Steele to be the poster boy, to be the launderer of that dirt, which apparently was created by the rotten Reverend Clinton and her little friends over there at Confusion GPS. Let's not forget the wife of Glenn Simpson at Confusion GPS, Mary Jacoby, was born and raised in Little Rock. Same place as the rotten Reverend, well, same place as Slick Willie, and where they lived, and where the rotten Reverend Clinton worked with Mary Jacoby at the Rose Law Firm. They go back a long way. They're good buds. Butt buddies. Butt buddies. Kim Jong-un has returned the bodies of about 50 servicemen from the Korean War. And I understand a couple days ago they were blowing up or getting rid of one of their main test sites. It's coming along. It won't happen quickly. You can't undo that type of thing overnight. It's going to take some time. There'll be a lot of negotiations, but it's definitely moving in the right direction. Definitely moving in the right direction. And sometime, probably before his re-election in 2020, we will see something extraordinary. It's already extraordinary, but something really big happen on the North Korean peninsula. I expect that before 2020, they will sign a formal peace agreement. That could even happen much sooner. That could even happen before the midterms. As far as there's no more nuclear testing, he's not firing any more missiles, he's not making any more threats. The other things are complicated, complex, will take some time to work out. A reunification is a difficult one to contemplate, but you have to say that we have had more success with North Korea under Trump than any president of my lifetime, bar none. In fact, in the history of the entire conflict, it's never been this good with North Korea since Trump's been president. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And yes, it shouldn't surprise us that we find that the State Department and the rotten Reverend Clinton, just as I suspected a long, long time ago, was pulling the strings on every bit of this. When we get to the bottom of this barrel, we're going to find the rotten Reverend Clinton's fingerprints all over it, with her accused rapist husband, the perverted, slick Willie Jefferson Blythe Clinton. Now, we talk a lot, and I see a lot of comments in the comment section. Of course, we focus mainly on the Spygate, TowerGate, Obamagate, whatever you want to call it, the frame-up operation, the operation that exonerated the crooked, rotten Reverend Clinton for her crimes, covered all that up, fixed the investigation for her, and then turned and ran a frame-up on Trump and people in his campaign to destroy him and his candidacy and now his presidency. Okay, so that's what we mostly talk about. I look at a lot of the comments in the comment section, and a lot of us are impatient. We know that Trump has the authority to do the things that need to be done to bring it all out now. So why isn't he doing it? Well, he's a tactical thinker. We've seen that throughout watching him as a candidate and as a president. He's a very tactical thinker. He's way ahead of everyone else. He knows he's got the Trump card right there in his pocket. He knows he's got it. He could expose this entire thing in a week. He could release the documents. He could do everything he needs to do to break this thing wide open, just like that. He knows it. It's right here in his pocket, the Trump card. Why isn't he using it now? Well, I honestly believe that he enjoys this so much, knowing what he's got. I mean, he knows he's got the winning card. He knows he's got the Trump card. At any time he can, boom. Anytime he can throw the card down and play it. So why isn't he playing it now? Well, my guess is that being a tactical thinker, he sees that as probably his ace in the hole to guarantee his 2020 re-election. And so I think he's going to time this thing perfectly so that it's all coming out and all the heads roll and everything is exposed just as we're beginning the campaign for 2020. That would be the perfect time for Trump. Now, we'd like to see it all happen now. Members of Congress would like to see it all happen now. But in the meantime, what's happening? He's allowing these people he's giving them all this rope. He's just giving them the rope. And they're taking all the rope they can get, and that's the rope that he's going to use to hang them. They are right now creating the evidence that's going to be used against them when he hangs them. You see, because he's going to have them on record for so long, saying and doing and acting this way, saying and doing things, taking actions that are all going to work against them once he drops the card, and then the case will have to be made, and they are right now providing the evidence for him so that when the time comes, he will have a slam dunk. There'll be no doubt. Right now, he's got, he knows the documents are there to prove his case. He knows he's got some people there. He also probably understands he'll be much stronger after the midterms than he is now in terms of people who support him in the Congress. He'll be stronger in the Senate. He'll be stronger in the House. So I think that he is tactically believing that we are going to hold the House. He's going to pick up about 50 good Republicans and get rid of 50 that suck. He is going to pick up 3 or 4 good seats in the Senate that will flip seats off 2 or 3 seats, flip, and then he'll get rid of Corker, Magoo, and what's his name? Flake. He'll get rid of Jeff the Flake. So once these 3 are gone and they're replaced by people who actually support him, plus he picks up 2 or 3 flips 3 Dem seats, then he has good results in the House. He'll be much stronger after the midterms, and it benefits him personally to have all this stuff unraveling just as the campaign's kicking off for 2020. It will destroy nearly anyone on the Democratic side of the aisle. They will not be able to come out and defend it. But he wants to make sure that he's got as much evidence as possible. So the things that he's doing right now is drawing them out. He's drawing them out. He's forcing them to make mistakes, forcing them to actually produce the very evidence that's going to hang them. They're going to hang from their own petard, as Jefferson used to say. Trump is giving them the rope, and they just keep taking it. And eventually that's the rope he's going to use to hang them. That's what I think. Just an observation. I'm just a regular Joe with an observation, with an opinion. That's what I think. What do you think? I'll check the comments section, and I'm sure you all tell me, and I can't wait to see. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow with more TowerGate. See ya. Bye.